Hey, how are you? Let's get started. Okay, so what you're doing is you're going to start writing your essay on the Tempest. Very basic stuff getting started, but it's very important too what you decide to write on. And I'm just going to go through this. Don't pay as much attention to what's here up the top that's highlighted right now. We'll get to that at the end of the video. So just the general guidelines, MLA format, use proper heading and header, your last name and page number in the top right hand corner. And then, the heading, which is your name, my name, the class, and the date. You'll need a title. And then 5 paragraph essay. You'll have your introduction, 3 part body, and then the conclusion. It needs to be 2 full pages. And the whole purpose of this is elaborating on your thesis. Let me take out this space. And then support your thesis with original ideas and examples. Overall, you guys have been with what we've been doing, but I added this word elaborate. So there's a few different strategies I want you to use. And then a few people are not coming up with original ideas and examples. They're using very broad ideas. So the more critical thinking skills you use, the more you think about it. It's like, what can I write about it? And I'll show you my idea here in just a minute. But it's like, what do I understand the most? And it's down here at the bottom or in the middle. And then what do I find most interesting about the story? So come up with things that are from your own mind. And then at the end, include a works cited. The advantage is if you only use the story, the Tempest, then you only have one source. And so that's considered a primary source. Then anything that's written about the Tempest would be a secondary source. So you don't have to list them differently or anything, but I'm just saying that if you only use the story, you'll just have one you'll just have one works cited very easy, and I can help you get that. I can generate that for you. And then after that, the additional sources are based on your own personal research. And remember that it's very easy for me to Google the same stuff you Google. So be careful there because it'll get you a 0. And topic ideas. What or who do you understand the most? What do you find most interesting? You can, one thing, yeah, themes there. You can, it's like, what are a few of these words? You can look them up. I was assuming when I created this assignment, we'd be in class. I'm not going to go over all the definitions here, but choose one that you already know and understand. Or if you want something more challenging, look up look up soliloquy if you don't know what it is, or aside, or motif, and just see if you want to write about those. And it's completely up to you. What's the easiest is one of the questions if we were in class. Imagery is easy, and it's not always the most exciting, I don't think so, but that character motives is, as far as like, the easiest probably would be diction or imagery. Would that be the best paper? Probably not. The most interesting would be character motives, which is in there twice. Sorry about that. As I edit my own work here. Author's purpose or perspective. Theme's still good. I mean, any of these will be good, but the ones that I think would be the hardest to make original would be imagery and, diction. You may do okay on that. That's just word choice. Anyway, down here, details and examples. Write a thesis. That's what you're doing today. And then next week, you'll be supporting your thesis with evidence and detail. Use imagery, tell a story, fill in the blanks. So, you know, uh, other than your direct quotes, everything should be your own original thoughts and ideas that you put together. And so if you needed to add additional because direct quotes in there because of that, that's fine too. But remember, it's just 2 pages, so you know try to get it all done. And then use imagery to tell the story. You may relate to other literature, politics, or entertainment. So that's, you may have metaphors or similes, and that'll come in to play here in a minute. It'll make more sense. Use 3 direct quotes. So you need a direct quote in each one of your paragraphs in the body. So your second, third, and fourth paragraph. And you can also use other literature related to politics, philosophy, psychology, scholarly magazines, or something of that sort. And then always comment on your quote. Your quote should never be the end of the paragraph. Include an introduction and conclusion always. At the end, make sure we know it's the end. Give a concluding thought. So now let's look at the 7 strategies of elaboration. You need to choose 3 of these. The first one is to describe a place in detail. Pretty self-explanatory. So it's just writing more so description. So if you wanted to write over the setting and just talk about the island or talk about the shipwreck, you can do that. But make sure that you're coming up with an idea that's somewhat original or hasn't been, talked about a lot. Use specific words to paint a picture. That's, pretty much imagery. And then let's see here. Show how something feels, smells, tastes, sounds, or looks. Compare 2 different things through simile or metaphor. So that's what I was talking about. You can compare, you know, um, something to philosophy or psychology or politics. And then use exact words. All of you will be doing this. So just count on using number 5. Use the exact thoughts or words of a person, direct quote. 6, describe how someone or something moves. And this is just basically using verbs instead of adverbs. So you would say instead of saying he ran to the mailbox quickly, he dashed to the mailbox. It just sounds better. It's easier. And then the last one, show someone's feelings through what he does. This is very easy, so that's an easy one. So back over here, what I want you to do is you'll have this information. You can just click on here and go to the 7 strategies. You can copy and paste here so where you don't have to write them all out. You can open up 2 tabs. This will open up in a separate tab, and then you can copy them and just change your font size back and to where it's 11 Arial. Or you don't have to write them all out or you can, either way. But choose 3 of them. The first one I chose is to use specific words to paint pictures. So in my essay, I'm choosing to use imagery. I'm going to compare 2 different things through simile or metaphor. And then I'm going to use the exact thoughts or words from a person. I'm going to use direct quotes. I wrote my thesis first. What you must include in your thesis is what I'm highlighting right here. So you must have, and you don't have to do it in this format, you can have it somewhere else, but in the sentence, you need to include the author, Shakespeare, and the title, The Tempest. I have a main character that I'm going to be talking about, so Caliban, and then also I'm going to be my topic though is deception, but I'm only going to talk about one character because remember, I'm elaborating. And so I don't want my topic to be too broad. And so my topic is deception, and my thesis in Shakespeare's The Tempest, Caliban is deceived by thinking that freedom is slavery. And so then I would have to have three examples, three direct quotes from the story or from a source that explains that. And then I would also have to use one of these three items. So you can tag them together. Like if I wanted to use imagery, if I wanted to find, probably the description of the character, where he looks like a monster, I could put that here with imagery, compare two different things through simile or metaphor. I could compare him to his mother. I could, obviously the comparisons being used, or the monster, I could put that here, but I don't want to be redundant. I could compare it to, um, you know, Satan in a sense, just something that, or someone that's evil. Um, and then it says use the exact words or thoughts from a person. And so that would just be whatever direct quote that I want to use. And so the only part that you have to do for Friday is the part that I highlighted in pink. So you're going to you're going to find your three different strategies by clicking on here and choosing your three. You're going to choose your topic. Your topic is anything that's listed down here. So I just picked, deception, and then I picked a person to write about. So if you wanted to, I could have written about the setting up here, you know, I could have put the island and still talked about Caliban, because you're going to want to limit your thesis, or it's going to be too broad and then I'll have to tell you to limit it. You could write about one symbol, one thing, theme. What else here? Author's purpose. Here is where you would write about Shakespeare. And the interesting thing, I don't know if we talked about it, is that some people do think that Shakespeare wrote this play about himself, that it's kind of like um, a play in a play. And it even talks about the globe in one line. So that would be a very interesting paper to do that. And then perspective. I do have some notes on perspective that I'm not positive if I gave those to you, so I'll be giving those to you. And on Tuesday, hopefully we're back. If not, then I'll share the rest of my notes with you then. If you have any questions, let me know. But once again, all you have to do is fill out the pink part up here at the top. Your three strategies, topic, and thesis for Friday. And I'm having it due on Tuesday. So on Friday you have an assignment due from today, I think, and then this assignment will be due on Tuesday. Have a good weekend and stay safe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.